Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I would like to share with you some information about the star Arcturus and also about the Arcturians. So, let's begin. We begin with the star Arcturus. This star is much older than the Sun. Its estimated age is around 7 billion of years. It is placed at approximately 36.7 light years from Earth, and it is a red giant. It's a variable star, a single star that is the main star in the Boots constellation. In the astrological chart, is placed at 23 degrees 43 minutes Libra, although uh, although it is a fixed star, in reality it has a movement, but the apparent movement is so slow compared with the movement of the sun, of the planets here, the asteroids here in the solar system, that astronomers and astrologers consider it as a fixed star, but in reality it moves 1 degree every 72 years. So now at this moment, she already moved, and it is placed at at the beginning of 24 degrees Libra, approximately. The Sun conjuncts the star in the northern hemisphere from October 13th, 15th, and opposes it on April 13th, 15th. And in the southern hemisphere is just at the contrary. The Sun conjuncts the star Arcturus in April and opposes it in October. The star Arcturus is the brightest star in the northern hemisphere and the third one after Sirius, that is from Canis Major, and Canopus from the Perseus constellation. And its name from Greek means the bird watcher, bird related to the Ursa Major, or also the guardian of the north. Its orb of influence is 2.4 degrees. It means that from the degree it is placed in the astrological chart, its influence uh, spans 2 degrees before its own degree, 2 degrees after its own degree, and is one of the 15 Behirian fixed stars. So in this case, it has an image related to it, also a plant, also a mineral, and the image is a horse, a wolf, or a man dancing. It is said that it cures fevers, retains blood, and acts as astringent. Also anti-inflammatory, wound healing, digestive benefits. Its energy, its essence is about flowing, perceiving, becoming without limits, beyond any inner boundaries. Is about helping us to evolve, to dissolve our ego, uh, if we allow ourselves to expand beyond any inner limitations we have within emotional, mental, archetypal beliefs. And in this way, as we allow ourselves the essence of this star work within us, we are moving, flowing towards a reunion with the totality. But if we deny or block its energy, we are hold down on our past. It is said that in mundane astrology that the star conveys to its native success in fine arts, business, good fortune, but also can convey anxious moments, even turbulence, if its energy is denied or blocked. Its associated plant is the plantain. You have here the image that now during springtime is a plant that we can find almost everywhere in the northern hemisphere. Also, and the mineral is the jasper. Although here you have a picture of one kind of jasper, but in reality, jasper can have many different colors and patterns. So this is only one. And also another mineral or stone that is associated or related to the Arcturians in this case, not specifically to the star, but the Arcturians, is the obsidian, or is what they told me, because obsidian is a very used mineral throughout many realities for its spiritual and physical properties. And now speaking about Arcturians, in Arcturus, uh, there's one of the most advanced civilizations of this galaxy, and they came from another reality, or we can say from another universe, because this reality is a, we can say, is a universe for itself. So, and its origins are from many hundreds of billions of years, when the human experiment just began. It means that in reality the human experiment didn't begin here, but began, how can I say, in a more extended, or maybe better, we can say that the human experiment in reality was a fractal that came out from the primordial source, the creatrix, creator of this multiverse, and it had this fractal, as all fractals, has many sequences, periods, we can say. So the Arcturians were just the beginning of the uh, mat- hmm, how can I say, the beginning of this fractal experiment projection, we can say, into the more physical worlds. So, well, in case uh, the origins are from many hundreds of billions of years. So it means that they are one of the oldest human civilizations that have existed and evolved throughout many space-time fabrics until they came here when they felt they were needed in this reality, in this galaxy. This civilization is ruled by a 11th D Council, a council of elders, also called Arcturian Oversoul, with a very advanced knowledge and wisdom, as you can suppose. For me, they seem like subtle spheres of light fused together in a realm of peace where space-time are completely dissolved, non-existent, And when they connect with you, they enveloped you with their light cloak, we can say, with their own sphere. So in this way, you feel that you belong to them, or that you are part of them, at least for a while they transmit, share information, knowledge to you. The physical Arcturians barely eat or sleep because they don't need. They have almost the same aspect, at least under our point of view, as they don't have a need to differentiate among themselves. For them, it's very important to be well grounded on our body. Otherwise, we cannot manifest our full potential. Their reality is mixed with their sun, Arcturus. So we can say that they don't live on a planet, but live in the sun, in the sun, we can say, because they live in the seventh, eighth, nine dimension, and at those levels, dimensional levels, planets don't need to exist. They can exist, but it's not a need for them anymore. And in this way, Arcturians chose to to fuse their own reality with the reality, the essence of the star where they live, Arcturus. Um, and another thing, interesting thing, is that for them, time is the measure of the evolution of consciousness. It's not something linear that can be controlled or used as a controlling tool for an entire civilization, as it happens here. And they are allied with other civilizations. For example, with the human Antarians, that I will talk about them in another video. We can say about them that they are masters of the infinite mind, and consider that the true power is invisible because it comes from within, from the knowledge and wisdom we acquire while tapping more and more into the very fabric of the universe. So for them it's very important each day to tap into the very fabric of consciousness of this universe, but in reality, they try to keep this connection with the consciousness fabric um, every moment. It's not only about sitting down, meditate, and connect with the consciousness, the fabric, the fractals of this universe and this galaxy in particular, but in reality is a way of living, because in this way they have become true creatrix of this universe, of this galaxy, and they feel, or they have become, we can say, a living part of the fabric of consciousness, a living part of life, of what life really is. But always this their creation power, we can say, or creative power, better, is always has limitations, because the only limit is the free will of other civilizations. Um, so, what else? Among them, there are renowned, skilled healers, spiritual teachers, sacred geometry mathematicians, nurturers, technicians. For them, numbers are very important because they consider that from the fractals come numbers together with sacred geometry. So, sacred geometry comes from the fractals, and that numbers are a way to understand and work with the fractals that shape the entire tapestry of this universe. For them, for us, numbers are only a sequence of numbers, of essences in reality. For us, for example, a mathematical formula is something linear, one thing after another, numbers, letters. But for them, a mathematical formula is not something linear that they can write down in a blackboard or on a sheet of paper, for example. Is something multidimensional. The most uh, well, we can say that a mathematical formula for them is an sphere or occupies an sphere. An sphere as a way of saying, because a mathematical formula, is something multidimensional. It's not something linear as it is for us, but multidimensional. That's why it's more a sphere, we can say, but in reality, a sphere is only a three-dimensional uh, representation. So a mathematical formula can be a 4D, 5D, 6D, for example, even 7D, multidimensional expression of a concept or a reality. And they say that we are a fractal. So understanding fractals and the essence of numbers is a way to understand us in a multidimensional way. And now we return speaking about the star Arcturus. The soul of the star is a very ancient one. We can say that it is an elder of the stars that carry within it a long, very long history. It is the protector of Spica. Spica is the main star of the Virgo constellation. That because Spica is very has a very strong and powerful energy. So Arcturus soothes it, and both are placed at the same longitude of the astrological chart. But now let's talk a little bit more about the estimated age of some stars and compare them with Arcturus. Is always is estimated, but it gives us a wider point of view because we say Arcturus is about 7 billion years old. Antares, for example, it's only 15 million years old. Betelgeuse, uh, between 8-14 million years old. Sirius is a bit older, between 240 250 million of years old. And our sun is uh, 4.6 billion of years old. So it's closer of Arcturus. And well, there are other stars that are much older. For example, the star HD 283 or Methuselah star that is placed just in the border between the Libra constellation and Ophiuchus constellation, is around 12 billion of years old, and the Gliese 414 in the Ursa Major is between 12-14 billion years old. So, Antares is bigger than Arcturus. Betelgeuse is bigger. Sirius for us is a very important star. And many times we, we give more importance to bigger stars than our own sun, or maybe because we take it for granted because it's here, it's always here. But these examples can make us ask, which kind of star are we in? It is an elder star, part of the elder star council because of its age. If Arcturus is able to host one of the most ancient cosmic human races because of its age and history, which kind of civilizations have been able to host our sun? The sun is much older and wiser than us. It whispers a lot of wisdom related to human civilizations that goes beyond this one where we are in. It taps into the very fabric of existence, remembering us who we are, bringing back our own wisdom and memories. We can say that it is a force, a God, in reality, of movement, of cycles, of perpetual rebirth that governs the very processes that unfold within us every day. It is the fire that burns within to keep the sacred alchemy that takes place within us and that helps us to transform and evolve while shining. So I encourage you to meditate with the sun's energy and its lovely essence to find out where we are in and why we are here, because it's not casualty. And now let's continue, because along with Antares, Arcturus is one of the major stargates of this galaxy that is designated as a stargate of souls because the Arcturians have a purpose of being the spiritual guardians of our galactic collective consciousness, together of being keepers of the Akashic records of this galaxy, because they, for their own long and vast history, they know how to keep the Akashic records. And they are masters of them, of course. But also because of it, uh, is about their own wisdom, the acquired knowledge and experience they have. For them, humans on Earth are only children, a speck among the large spectrum of the galactic and cosmic human tapestry. And now the Arcturians, now I mean maybe 1 month ago, now 3 weeks, 1 month ago, I've really felt that the Arcturians stepped forward, um, and they said the time is now. There's not spare time left. Now we have to take more responsibility for our life. And that's why they stepped forward and began to take more the reins of the human reality, the human here on Earth, our human reality, helping us to come out from the timeline crossroad we are in, that we had been attached, we can say. So they took the reins, helping us to detach the old timeline, linear timeline, and helping the new non-linear timeline, anchoring in the here and now on Earth, on every living being that wants to, of course, and allows it. Uh, the star Arcturus is also the main processing center, as a way of saying, for souls to transition to new frequencies, and, and in this way is connected to Pluto, the planet or the dwarf planet Pluto. If the star Arcturus is prominent in our chart, its ancient wisdom as an elder of the stars uh, influence us, influence our heart, opening an inner stargate within our hearts that enables us to go through it and find wisdom, silence, and peace we need, and in this way find a place within to rest for a while from the outside world. And but although in the northern hemisphere or in the southern hemisphere, our sun is aligned, is conjunct Arcturus on October or April, in reality we can connect with it every day. For that, we have to know when it rises. So I put here this chart. In this case, it was from April 27th. And here the star Arcturus on the left side of the chart is just conjunct the ascendant, the AC, and the time of this conjunction is 7:30 p.m. So the moment when it rises or when it culminates, in this case, culminates when it is conjunct the MC, midheaven, are the most powerful moments to connect with the star in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere is when the star is in the conjunct the DC, the descendant, or the IC. So moments when we can connect deeply, meditate with this star if we want, is when it rises or when it culminates, northern hemisphere. And here is an example. For example, on 2nd May, the star rose at 7:10 p.m. and 1 week later, on May 9th, it rises at 6:50. So 20 minutes earlier, and so on. So every week it rises 20 minutes earlier. So it's something we have to keep in mind. If we want one day, we want to meditate with it, and we want to find out which time it rises or culminates, we can enter, for example, to astro.com and manually look for the rising of the star on the day where we are interested in. And and that's it. So, yes, I think that I have uh, shared all that I wanted today. And yeah, that's it. So have a, have a lovely day. Have a luminous day. See you soon. Bye.